Hey peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your Book of Answers check-in for November 2022. How are you? I hope you're all well. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on into it. As always, timestamps will be in the description as well as the comment section below, so you can feel free to skip to your sign or watch the whole video through if you do please to. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Starting out here from Aries to Pisces, we're going to begin here with the Aries, okay? So let's see what predictions we have in store here for you for the month of November. What do we got showing up here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding November 2022? First message we have, a year from now, it won't matter. This is one of my absolute favorite kind of messages because it's one of those things that actually really helped me out a lot personally within my life. You know, there's many moments where I would look back and kind of reflect at something that happened and I would get really in my head about it. I would become obsessed with something that happened. Maybe it was something embarrassing. Maybe it was just a negative moment that occurred or a really rough thing I was, going through or experiencing at the time. And, when I learned to start thinking in this manner where I would ask myself, is this really going to matter a year from now? And when you really start to think about it, usually with the majority of things that we're experiencing in the present moment, if we ask ourselves that question, is it really going to matter in a year from now? Most of the time, the answer you're going to have is no, it's probably not going to matter within a year from now or not. So with that being said, if it won't matter a year later, why am I making it so significant, important, and why am I allowing it to matter right now? So you might find yourself in a situation here in November 2022 where something happens. Maybe there's some sort of embarrassing moment, some sort of intense moment, maybe something negative happens, whatever the case is. And I think it would be very good for you to kind of question yourself in that moment in time. If you find yourself obsessing over something that happened, just ask yourself, is this really going to matter in a year from now? And if the answer is no, then why should it matter right now? Because a year will fly by before you know it, and time will pass on before you know it. And if it's not going to be important then you shouldn't make it so important and you shouldn't make it matter as much as of right now, okay? So with that being said here, that's what I have in store here for you. Sorry guys, let me fix this. My little pointer was trying to run away from me. But regardless though, if it doesn't matter then, or if it's not going to matter in a year from now, should it matter right now? All right. So you might find yourself in a situation like that. Of course, do take it if it resonates. Moving along here into the next message for you regarding the month of November 2022. What's going to be the next message here for Aries? And we have here, be your own best advocate. Abso-friggin-lutely. Nobody's going to know how to support you better than you can support yourself. I feel that often people have this tendency of really wanting validation from others, I'm definitely a person who was like that too. I kind of learned to break out of that, but I was a person that always wanted validation from other people. So coming from that kind of own personal experience, I get it. And I think a lot of people in society feel that way. Most people want to dress to impress. Most people want to have a nice car to show that they have great finances. A lot of people want to show off the best lover to show that they're in an amazing relationship. I think a lot of people always want the best judgment from others, but coming into this month for you, Aries, it's going to be incredibly important for you to be your own best advocate. If you find yourself in November kind of doing things maybe for the attention of other people, if you find yourself kind of going out of your way for other people's validation, really take the moment to stop yourself and say, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth to really care so much as to what other people think. And the more that I give people the ability to show me what they think, and the more that I make that matter, the more that I'm allowing other people and situations to have power over me, when ideally you want to be that person to have power over yourself. Now, typically, I don't naturally see this energy with Aries, so it could resonate to you. Maybe it doesn't. Naturally, I see Aries as being, the people that kind of, pave the wave. You do your own thing. You don't really give a crap about what anybody else has to say, but everybody can get in this energy where we all become victims of worrying about what others think and what other people desire or what other people feel about us. And when we start to validate our own selves and we start to validate what we do, and when we start to be our own hype men and we start to advocate ourselves and just say, you know what, screw everybody else, do what the best thing is for me, then it doesn't matter anymore. So if you find yourself in a place where you're kind of placing importance on other people and other people's opinions and things of that nature, definitely realize that you're the one that has the power to control whether or not you let that affect you and you let others affect you. So step back into your power here, Aries. Be your own best advocate here in November 2022, and always stand up for yourself and do what feels right, okay? So that'll be my best advice here for you, depending on if that message or either message resonates with you, okay? So as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but thank you, Aries, for tuning in. You're gratefully appreciated. Now, moving on in here to the Taurus. Taurus, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see what we got going on here for November 2022. So what information do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022. What is going to be the best messages here for Taurus? Taking a look here at the first message. Pretty interesting, actually, to see this come into play. It says, save your energy. Now, the way that I would kind of depict this is, are you in a situation currently where something is taking your energy? Are you dealing with somebody who's draining? Are you dealing with situations in your environment that are draining? Are you putting a lot of energy into something but not really getting much out of it? You know, if you kind of find yourself in this place where something's pretty significantly decreasing and depleting your energy, it might be the time to pull out, okay? So for those of you that are dealing with maybe a romantic relationship that you're just investing a lot into, but it's kind of like depleting the energy out of you, maybe you need to pull back a little bit more, set a little bit more boundaries. You know, maybe you have to set boundaries within friendships or within your career. You know, maybe you're working way too much in your career, you're hitting those overtime hours like crazy, and to be honest, maybe you need to save that energy to take a step back and, you know, get that rest and rejuvenation that you need. So save your energy. Now, another way this could resonate is like maybe something big is coming, and this would be a good time in the month of November to conserve your energy so that when this big opportunity comes in, or when this big thing comes in general, you have the energy to make it happen. What I mean by this is maybe there is going to be a new career opportunity coming in for you. And if you're constantly burning yourself out, it's going to be very hard to be fully invested in a new career opportunity if there's a lack of energy that came from a burnout previously. So however this ends up applying to you, it's going to make sense to you, how it makes sense to you if it applies. So save your energy, all right? That's definitely going to be a pretty good factor here in November 2022. I actually don't think I've ever got that message before. I've never seen it before in the Book of Answers. So that's a first here for you, Taurus. I've never seen that message for any other zodiac sign. So definitely take that warning there, okay? Moving along, though, into the next message for Taurian regarding November 2022. What is it gonna be? And we have here, watch your step as you go. Okay, well, definitely not giving me immediately, for some reason, I got the energy of like a clumsy vibe. Like, you know, when you step off a bus or something like that and you have to watch your step before you go. Be mindful, Taurus. Don't fall over. Don't go tripping everywhere, okay, this month. Be careful. I feel like you should pay more attention to your surroundings. For some of you, not all of you, you might feel a little more clumsy in the month of November. So just be careful. Be really careful, especially when it comes towards like watching your step. For those of you that are working in areas that could be a little bit more dangerous, this could be the time to just be more aware and more careful of making sure that you're following up with safety protocol, especially for those of you that work jobs that have certain kind of protocols to follow. So that was just something immediately I was getting. It's not going to be the message for all of you. When I look at this more on an intuitive level, watch your step as you go, it's about being aware and bringing into your awareness exactly what you're doing. Kind of really think before you act is what I'm feeling for you mostly. So for those of you that are dealing with any situation, whether it be romantic, friends, whether it's about making certain moves with finances or moves in your career, really think before you act. Watch your step as you go. You know, definitely take out time here in the month of November to just be in your awareness a lot and to make sure that you're making the right decisions. Because sometimes, you know, just like when you get off that bus, it can be very easy to not notice the gap. It can be very easy to not watch your step. You can fall and trip. So pay close attention is what you're being called to do. So really take the time out in November to bring things into your awareness so you can see everything. And it can also help you potentially avoid dangerous situations too. One of the biggest reasons why you get watch your step signs in public and things of that nature when there's potentially harmful situation showing up. The reason it's there is because it's there for harm reduction purposes, right? So it feels to me like this is about avoiding something dangerous. And that's what's getting put into play here. So just be aware this month, take a look, watch your step as you go, and you might actually end up avoiding something that you are going to be pretty happy you avoided in the end. All right, so that's what I have in store here for you, Taurus. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Now, moving along here forward to the next zodiac sign, let's go ahead and have a look here at the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding November 2022. What do we have in store here for Gemini? What do we got going on? Taking a look here at the first message for you, Gemini, we have here, be practical. So practicality is not always a bad thing. Practicality definitely has its place in the world just as much as anything else. So coming into the month of November, you are being called here to be a little bit more practical. This could give off the energy of playing things a little bit more safe, maybe not taking as much risk, because you kind of have to look at situations and ask yourself, is the risk worth the reward, is almost what I'm picking up on. So it would be a time to not be too ballsy, too risky. I think that being practical, playing it safe, and really paying attention to what you're investing in would be the right move for you. Whether it's about you being called to be more practical with your money, be more practical within your relationships, or whatever you're pursuing currently in life, just try not to go too far out is what I'm getting for you. Being more practical and doing things in a more safe manner is probably going to be the best bet here for you. So I definitely feel like if you're going to take risks, you really should ask yourself here this month, is the risk worth the reward? And adding more practicality in your life, I think will definitely help out for sure. Okay, so don't overinvest or don't do too many risky things. It's kind of just like take this month in the manner of just doing things practically, and make sure whatever you're doing, you're going to think about it before you invest. Like, don't make impulse decisions is something that I'm feeling here for you too. Moving along here though into the next message for you, Gemini, what do we have? And we have here, proceed at a more relaxed pace. Yeah, so Gemini, you're really being called here to kind of slow down in November 2022. So proceed at a more relaxed pace. What I'm feeling here for you kind of goes back to the be practical thing. Take life slow. Don't be impulsive this month. Probably not a good time for it. And it's more of like a warning message is what I'm feeling for you. So I wouldn't rush into anything. I wouldn't do anything that's impulsive. I would just move in your life and throughout your life at a more relaxed pace. And I would just definitely proceed with caution. Okay. So definitely slow down a little more. That's going to be within your best interest coming into November 2022. Yeah. I feel like for the majority of Geminis watching, that intuitive feeling I'm having is just a bit of a warning message. It's like, Gemini, like, you can do whatever it is you want to do, but it's probably within your best interest to just slow down, to play it safe, to be practical, to not make any big moves right now. That'll come at a later time. You know, there's a time and place for everything, but that's not for right now at this moment in time. So slow down a little bit, enjoy your life, play things more safely, and I think that will definitely be a lot better for you in the long term. Okay? All right, Gemini, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our Gemini people. We're going to now move along here into the Cancer. So let's go ahead and see what's going on, baby. What do we got showing up here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. What information's in store here for you? Cancer, the first message we have here is going to say, take the lead. So Cancer, it is the time for you to step up, to take the lead, and to really pave your own way. I feel like for many Cancers, it's time to stop sitting on the sidelines and it's time to throw yourself right into the game, okay? You're not a benched player here. You're getting out on the field, all right? So jumping into November 2022, action, taking initiative, not holding back and just sitting around and waiting is going to be to your best benefit. I feel like in November, it's going to be a great time for action because with action comes results. It's going to be a good time for you to get a move on things. So if you've had anything on the back burner, maybe a business idea, maybe you've had other ideas on the back burner, go ahead and bring them to the forefront. Take action, take the lead, get started, take initiative, and you can see things really pop off is what I'm feeling for you. For Cancers that are dealing with like anything that relates to career, it's a great time to take the lead and to explore career opportunities that can furthermore improve finances and that can also bring you into a more abundant place. For those of you that are interested in people romantically, if there's any sort of love interest at play, this could be the time to take the lead and pursue it, to step up and to just not wait for this love to magically manifest, but instead to show somebody who you are and to show them that you're a great catch and to see where things can potentially go in that kind of connection, right? So automatically with the take the lead message here for you, do not hold back here this month. Take initiative. If there's something you want to do, do it because it's the time here for you, okay? Because when you do take action, with action will come results, all right? Moving along here though, Cancerian, into your next message for November 2022. What are we having in store here for Cancer? Looking at your next message, it'll be an opportunity. Boom. right then and there, kind of lined up with what I said first with take the lead. So you are looking at a month here where if you take action, you're going to see results and it's going to bring forth opportunities for you. I feel like this is great for Cancerians that are dealing with business type of situations. So for Cancers that are dealing with business, it's going to be a great time to take opportunities and to take the lead because it's going to create wonderful opportunities for growth and expansion within your personal businesses. For those of you that are interested right now in a specific person, taking the lead and shooting your shot with that person really feels to me like it's going to give an opportunity to make a relationship happen, okay? So whether you're dealing with love, finances, you're dealing with opportunities with friends, businesses, whatever your case may be here, whatever your jam is here for the month of November, don't sit on the sidelines. Get out on the field, and I think you can make some shit happen. All right, Cancer, beautiful. Let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our Cancerian. We're going to jump on in now into the Leo, and we'll see what we got going on. So what do we got going on here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus regarding November 2022. The first message here for you, Leo, says it may be ambitious, but you will find value in it. So I like this for you. This is the message of kind of like the universe saying, hey, look, it may seem ambitious, it might seem out there, it might seem far out, but if you do it, you'll find value in it. I think a lot of people often are told in life to kind of, play it safe, and to just do what you're expected to do and to not really think outside the box. It's like we're all kind of programmed to just do the same shit as everybody else. And doing the same shit as everybody else gives you the same results. And most of the time, those results aren't so great. So, if you feel that there is something that's a little far out, but at the same time, if you feel like it's something you're connected to and you want to do, do it. Even if it's ambitious, you're going to find some sort of value in it. Let's say right now we're talking about your career. It's like maybe right now you're currently working a 9-to-5 office job. And of course it's stable. It's practical. It gives you, your money. It helps you out. It's a great thing financially for you. But at the same time, you have this ambitious idea of becoming a filmmaker and it's something you really want to do. It's something you can make a fuck ton of money in. And when we talk about value too, it's not even just about the value or the amount of money that you could be making in this film industry. But why can't I speak right now, Leo? Sorry for the stuttering. It's not even about the value that you can find within the film industry in reference to making money. When we talk about value, it's the value in the sense of your happiness, because your happiness also indeed has a value too. So it feels to me here for you that even if something seems ambitious, go for it, because not only could you get value financially, you can get value and richness within your soul too, which is genuinely important about getting value out of your life experience. So this is a time here to go for it, okay? I definitely feel like you don't want to do everything the same because you'll get the same results. It's okay to think outside the box right now, and it's okay to do things that are ambitious. You're going to see some value there. All right. Now, moving along forward into the next message that we have here for you, Leo. Let's see what we got. What's going to be the next message here for Leo regarding November 2022. All right. And we have here, pay attention to the details. Okay, Leo. A couple of messages coming in here with this one. Pay attention to the details. The first thing that I feel for you kind of correlates back to the ambitious thing we were mentioning with the first message. Paying attention to the details means that if you want to make something happen, you got to go all in on it. You got to study it. You got to master your craft. Let's say you are interested, once again, jumping into the film industry. Don't jump into it with no knowledge. Do your research. Watch tons of YouTube videos on how to film properly with cameras. What kind of camera are you looking for? Are you interested in cinematic video? Are you interested in just regular filming? What are you interested in doing? What equipment should you have? How do you use this? How do you edit? How do you do everything? Master your craft is what paying attention to the details says. Because the more invested you are in something, the more you learn about something, the more intelligence you have on a certain subject, and the more attentiveness you have to details is what's going to be different about you versus somebody else in the same thing you're doing, okay? That's what sets you apart from other people. That's what makes you the best, and that's what makes you show individuals in your life the value that you have to bring to the table. So paying attention to the details could resonate in that aspect. For other Leos, you could be being called here in the month of November to really just pay attention to what's going on in your life. It could be very easy to overlook things at times. For Leos, some of you here, if you're signing contracts, you might be leasing a car, you might be signing a contract for a apartment, like for renting purposes, maybe you're doing a mortgage. Pay attention to the fine print, all right? Make sure you pay attention to the details this month. You don't want things to be overlooked because things can very naturally and easily be overlooked in any kind of scenario. So just pay close attention, okay? This also could resonate too, that maybe for some of you Leos in the month of November, it would be imperative for you to just pay attention to the details in life. You know, maybe something's happening right in front of you, and because you're not focused in on it, because you're not paying close attention to it, you might not be seeing something that you need to be paying attention to. So really be mindful and just opening up your awareness this month, tuning into everything and just paying close attention. I think it's really going to work to your benefit here, okay? All right, Team Leo, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did the Leo. We're going to jump on in now into the Virgo, and we'll see what's going on. What do we got going on here for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. And what do we have here for you? Hello, good things are seeking you out. Okay, Virgo, great message off the bat here for you. Good things are seeking you out. Now, what I like so much about this statement is that it says seeking you out, okay? It's not about you seeking out anything, Virgo. It's about things seeking you out. And the reasoning behind that is due to the vibration that you are putting out here in the month of November. Remember, you attract what you are. So whatever you're vibrationally putting out into the world is essentially what's being manifested back into your current reality. So good things are seeking you out because overall, you're in the energy of where that's what you're attracting. So you've tuned your vibration here to attract good things. Love that for you. So, and this also could be used in a way too that could help some of you out. Let's say this month in November, you're not in a great vibration, and you feel like the situations you've been manifesting haven't really been the best, then remember this. What you put out there is what you get back. So what you're vibrationally doing is what you're attracting back. So this might give some Virgos even motivation to raise their vibration and to make sure that they're doing the good things, because if you're doing good, good will return to you. So good things are seeking you out, but they're seeking you out because of the vibration that you're putting out into the world here, okay? Moving along into the next message for you, Virgo. What is going to be the next message regarding your November 2022? What is the next message we have here for Virgo? And we have here, you'll get what you settle for. I love this freaking message. It is so powerful to talk about, and I try to talk about this as much as I can with the collective because it's really important, okay? If you settle, you will always get what you settle for. For example, if you are content with only making $50,000 a year, you will not hit 60 the year after, or the year after that, or the year after that. If you settle for only making $50,000 and that's enough for you, that's cool if it's enough for you, but you're not going to see anything over that $50,000. Now, if you were to settle for $100,000 a year, the same rule would apply. Now, settling in certain situations are great, but at the same time too, when you settle in other situations, when there's opportunity for so much growth and expansion, you could be limiting your ability to what you can attract and manifest. So you never want to settle for money, right? Because money, we can always attain more. We can always grow more. We can always grow our wealth. For love, we could always grow our wealth as well. You never want to settle with a romantic partner. You want to be with a partner that you're constantly growing with, somebody that you constantly see tons of love being formed more and more each and every single day. You don't just want to settle with somebody just to be with somebody. You want to be with somebody that you're happy with and that you can grow with, right? So you get what you settle for all the time. So you always want to make sure that if you're settling for something, it's something that you feel is end game. There's no more growth and expansion that you can attain. You're at the top, okay? But if there's growth and expansion in something, don't settle, because you might be limiting yourself to the more things that you can manifest going forward, okay? Hopefully that makes sense, Virgo, and hopefully that message was well received, all right? All right, Team Virgo, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our Virgo. We're going to jump on in here now into the Scorpio, or sorry, into the Libra, not the Scorpio. So hopping on into the Libra, let's see what's in store here for you. What do we got going on here for Team Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. Libra, the message here says you'll have the enthusiasm that you'll need. Cool. So this is the vibration of having the right kind of mindset, I feel, for many of you. Having the enthusiasm you'll need kind of correlates to me of like, I have the right mindset, I have the right level of excitement, I'm ready for something. I think that a lot of people don't realize how much of a role your mood really plays into the things that we're doing. For the person who loves the job that they do, they'll feel like they never worked a day in their life. For the person who hates what they do, they might do what they need to, but they're ultimately going to be having a poor experience versus a person who can love what they do. And then people that do love what they do usually attain more abundance in the end, because when you're loving what you do, you're going to attract the most, if you're abundant in what you're doing, you're going to attract the most abundant things ever. AKA, if you love your job, you're going to attract a lot of money doing what you do because it's what you love. All right. So you'll have the enthusiasm you need is what it says. I feel like this month you're going to be primed mentally for something. Maybe you're going to be primed mentally to start a business, primed mentally to move up in the ranks in your job, primed mentally to invest yourself in a relationship. But whatever feels good, whatever you're excited for, do it. Because remember, the more we do what we love, the more abundance comes forth in return. Okay, so that would be my best message here so far of my explanation here of this for you. Okay, but moving along here into the next message for you, Libra. What is going to be the next message in store for Libra throughout November 2022? And we have here, take more time to decide. So we started with interesting. I didn't mean to go here, but it says you will not be disappointed. Okay, take that if you want to, but this says take more time to decide. So the first message touched on you're going to be enthusiastic about something this month, and then the next message says take more time to decide. It feels like you're being called to make sure that whatever you're excited about is something that you genuinely want. It can be very easy sometimes to have things temporarily feel good, but not be much of a long-lasting feeling. For example, sometimes we can get super excited about a person, but maybe as the time passes on, we realize there's not much in common with them anyways. Sometimes we can get really excited about a new kind of job, and we get to that job and we're like, it really wasn't 100% for me. So when I see take more time to decide, it almost gives me the vibration of like, take more time to figure out if this is really what you want. So it's giving me the energy here of make sure you're not settling for anything too quickly. Make sure you're really giving yourself the opportunity to get to know something, to understand the investment you're making, and to make sure that the choices you're making in your month here of November are the correct and right choices for you. So if you're enthusiastic about it, that's great. You should invest into whatever you're enthusiastic about, but before you make a full-blown commitment, make sure it's for you. Understand how you feel about it, see if you feel longevity, see if it's something you can see a long-term commitment to. Don't settle for anything right now, even if it's temporarily good. Make sure that it's consistently good and it's absolutely what you want, okay? So I feel like November is kind of going to be one of those months here where it's like, all right, there are long-term decisions to make, but I want to make sure I'm making the right one. Maybe this month, some of you Libras are moving. If you're moving at this time, really take some time to figure out, is this the environment I want to live around? Do I want to live in this neighborhood? Do I want to live in this specific home? Am I okay with my surroundings right now? And if you really give it some time, you'll know if it's what you want for the long-lasting energy, but you'll also know too, if you give it some time, if this is the place you just don't want to be. So however it resonates to you, whether it's about your living, what job you're investing in, what people you're investing in, really take some time to get to know someone or something. And when you come forth with your decision, if it's 100% something you love and you're still enthusiastic about it, go for it. Because at the end of the day, when we're invested in the things we love, we continue to attract abundance. All right, Team Libra, thank you for tuning in. Hope the messages were well received. Moving along here forward to the Scorpio. Let's see what's in store here for you. What do we got showing up here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. What do we have in store here for the Scorpio? Scorpio, it automatically says you'll overcome any obstacles. So this is going to be a month here in November 2022 where you start to see yourself overcoming obstacles. So don't be fearful. Don't fear any kind of obstacle setting foot in your way. Know that you're still going to be able to climb to the top of the mountain and say that you did it, okay? This month, whatever comes your way, you're going to be A-okay. And I really want you to remember that statement, okay? Even if you have to make it a mantra for you, remember that. Anything that comes your way this month, you're going to be A-okay. So don't freak out. Don't worry. Don't let anything kind of discourage you from whatever path you set foot on, because at the end of it, you will overcome any kind of obstacle. All right. So that's the first message in store for you. Hopefully it's given you some validity. I really hope that it helps out, because I know that in life sometimes like obstacles can come up and we're like, oh shit, like I feel like this is really going to stop me in my tracks, but just know you can overcome it. Okay. You're going to be A-okay. Moving on here into the next message for Scorpio. What's going to be the next message here for the Scorps? And the next message is be your own best advocate. Another zodiac sign got this today. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but be your own best advocate. Absolutely. Be your own hype man. Be the person, Scorpio, that supports the ever living crap out of you. Nobody will ever have your back like you'll have your own. That's some real shit. So Scorpios, coming into the month of November here, it feels incredibly important to make sure that you continue to be your own best advocate. Make sure you're supporting yourself, loving yourself, hyping yourself up, and being the person that validates the fact that you have the ability to do anything. Don't let others dictate your worth, okay? Don't let other people look at you and make decisions for you or tell you what your worthiness is. Be your best advocate. Root for yourself to win, root for yourself to succeed, and show up day in and day out knowing that you have the competence and capability to do anything that you desire, okay? No matter what obstacles come in your way this month, whether that's people who make judgments, whether it's situations that happen that are just unfortunate timing, whatever obstacle comes in your way here, you have more power than you think to overcome it, and you will overcome it here, okay? So just continue to be your biggest supporter, and if you continue to be your biggest supporter, you will definitely see a lot of success, okay? All right, Scorpio, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Thank you for tuning in. Hope the message was well received, okay? So we did Scorpio, and I smacked my microphone, but we did Scorpio. Moving along forward here, we're going to now jump on in to the Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on here for the Saggy, baby. What do we got showing up here for Sagittarian? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022. Starting out here with the first message, Sagittarius, it says, don't be distracted. So this is a time to focus up. It's time to be focused AF jumping into your month here in November. If there's any sort of distractions that are coming up, it's best to recognize what is a distraction and what is currently distracting you, and to turn your attention away from it. Maybe right now you're doing your best to focus on your career, but you're finding it hard to do so because you've been very focused on other things. Maybe you've been playing the new Call of Duty all day long and you work from home and you haven't gotten any work done because all you've been doing has been playing Call of Duty all day. I'm not going to lie to you, the new Call of Duty is fun, but I have to make sure that I give myself designated time to play it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be on the game, and it's not a good thing. So there's this energy of saying don't be distracted. Make sure you cut out whatever's taking away too much of your time, because you have to start setting your priorities on what's the most important thing to put your focus and attention onto. So it could be a good time this month to get more invested in schedules, to get more invested in making lists. One thing I love to do is I love a list, okay? I love me a list. You know, when it comes towards needing to get things done, I used to use just like a notepad or something. But what I use now, I know you guys can't see it, but I use like a whiteboard and shit. So I have a whiteboard that I have mounted up in my office. So when I come up in the morning, when I come into the office and I get ready for my day, I write the list of what I got to do and what I got to get done. Okay. So I make sure I work off that list. And when you start getting more scheduled, more organized, it helps you stay more focused and more on task. So don't be distracted here. If there's anything that's kind of currently distracting you, remove yourself from that. Pay attention, reprioritize what the most important thing to focus on is, and make sure you keep yourself focused and attentive, okay? Excuse me, okay? All right, though, moving along here into that Sagittarius, I had a phone call, and literally speaking of distractions, right? So moving along here into your next message now, let's see what's in store here for the Sag. What do we got as the next message here for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022, and well, we have don't be distracted coming out here again. All right, there's a lot about distraction here for you, Sag. Jumping into the next message, though, it is something you won't forget. Interesting. Don't be distracted. It's something you won't forget. It almost feels to me like it's like a riddle, this message for some of y'all. Just throwing that out here for you. But it almost feels to me like, yeah, you know, we were talking previously about this month. It'll be a good time to be more focused on your schedules, to be more focused on making sure that you're prioritizing your tasks. But with something you won't be able to forget coming into play here, it feels to me like the reasoning you're being told to not be distracted and to focus up is because something really good seems like it's about to set place into your life, like it's about to come on into your life. Because if there's something that happens that you won't forget, it means it's something that's incredibly memorable. And the things in our lives that we value that are memorable are positive and amazing experiences. So really take the time here this month, Sag, to kind of hone in on what you're doing. Maybe you need to put more focus into your work. You need to put more focus into your relationship, whatever it is. It's kind of like a core memory or a core moment, a very pivotal moment of your life is about to come up here for you in the month of November. And I'm not sure what moment of significance this is. It's going to be very different for all other Sagittarians that are watching, but I think it's going to be important to be focused because something is coming up here for you, and it's going to be something that you can't forget. It's going to be one of those nice memories that you're going to be living through in the present moment, and if you're distracted, you might miss out on it. All right, so that's kind of what I'm feeling coming into play here for you regarding November 2022. It's like, stay focused so you don't miss out on the good stuff that's happening because, you know, in life, it could be very easy to get caught up sometimes and not see the amazing things that are right in front of us. And maybe you're being called to be more present and more aware because you could be potentially missing out on something and you're not even realizing it, you know? But all right, Sagittarius, that's what I have here. That's what I have in store here for you. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you nonetheless for tuning in. All right, baby, moving along here forward, we're going to hop on in now into the Capricorn. So let's see what's in store here for you. What do we got showing up here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. What do we have in store here for the Cappy? First message is going to say, look for what may be hidden. Ooh, definitely seems to me like it's time to tap in and connect with your intuition here in November 2022. Looking for what may be hidden is about allowing yourself to become more aware and to really pay close attention to your environment. You know, if you're feeling things intuitively, if there's things that you're feeling that are currently hidden from you, or if you feel like there are things happening that you can't necessarily explain without any evidence, look for what may be hidden. Follow those intuitive nudges you're getting. You know, if you're getting this intuitive nudge that there's something to pay attention to because you'll find out some source of information, listen to what the gut feeling is telling you, Capricorn. It will definitely not fail you here in November 2022. For some of you, looking for what may be hidden, I'm hearing like a hidden talent, which is really interesting. You might have some sort of talent within you. If you're feeling drawn to something, like let's say, maybe even for some of you, you're feeling drawn to like reading tarot here coming into the month of November. That might be a hidden talent that's within you. And that might be your intuition calling upon you saying, hey, look, this is something you will be heavily connected with, but you have to be willing to understand that we're calling you to this, give it a try, invest in it, and then you'll start to see what you were being called to. So if this is not about your intuition telling you to focus on something to get some sort of information, it could be that you're being called to something specifically in your life. If you've been getting this weird feeling to start picking up a certain instrument or to start doing a certain kind of career or to start, you know, doing something else or talk to somebody else. You know, maybe this is like you're being called to be around a certain person, and reasoning behind that is because there's kind of like this hidden interest. There's this hidden potential connection that can manifest from it. So whatever you're feeling pretty drawn to and called to this month, it's a good time here to go towards that. Okay. All right, Capricorn, looking here at your next message now. What's going to be the next message here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding November 2022. And the next message we have here is unquestionably. Interesting. So unquestionably to me is one of those situations in life that kind of resonates towards undoubtedly. So it feels like if you're being called to something, why did I say it like that? I went, don't, you know, like, like with some anger and frustration and some sass in it. Don't question it, Capricorn. You know, I kind of feel like that's what the universe here is saying. It's like, do not doubt your intuition here at this time. It is unquestionably the right thing for you. If you're being called to something, it's undoubtedly for you. So don't second guess whatever you're feeling called to do, whatever's reaching out to you at this time. There is something there for you indeed. So if it is about you feeling more called to be around a certain person, maybe there's a great friendship there. Maybe there's a great romance adventure there. You know, if you're being called to tarot or something, right? Maybe it's because you really are super intuitive as a person, and the ability that you could have, an impact that you can have doing readings can really be beneficial to society. So whatever it is you're being called to, don't doubt it. Allow yourself to walk towards it. There's definitely something there for you. Okay. All right, Capricorn, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up the Cappy, moving along here now into the zodiac of the Aquarius. Let's see what's going on here for you. Okay. What do we got showing up here for Team Aquarian? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022. Having a look at your first message, Aquarius. The first message is let your emotions guide you. So coming into November 2022, it's going to be a very good time here to let your emotions guide you to exactly where you need to go. Our emotions are always here for a reason. They give us a little bit of insight to where we should be directing ourselves in our lives. You know, if something doesn't feel right, it shouldn't be a path you're taking, right? But if something does feel right, then that's a direction you should go forward in. Because for me personally, especially on my YouTube channel, all the time, I'm always that person telling people you should always do what feels right, and whatever doesn't, why even bother doing that, right? So letting your emotions guide you here is going to be pretty important for you. Now, it could be about anything. It could be about letting your emotions guide you in love, letting your emotions guide you in what you do with your career. You know, maybe right now you're caught up in a career that just feels wrong for you. It just doesn't feel correct, but something else does feel right. And you know what I would say? Do what feels right. So letting your emotions guide you here this month is going to be pretty important, especially when it comes towards making sure you're on the right path going forward. Okay. All right, Aquarius, moving along here into the next message here for you. What is going to be the next message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022? And what do we have in store here for you? We have here, you are too close to see. Oh yeah. So this happens sometimes for sure. When you're in the energy of being too close to see, it kind of gives me the same depiction of, for example, being very zoomed in on a camera, right? You can be zoomed in and maybe you can get these amazing details of one specific subject you've zoomed in on. Let's say you've zoomed in on a specific flower. Now, if you were to zoom out, you would see the entire plant, right? You'd see the entire flower, you'd see all of them together in its beauty. But when you zoom in just on one, it's like you're not seeing the entire picture. So when you see the message here that you're too close to see, it's a message in life that's saying that you're very zeroed in, you're very zoned in on one thing specifically, but you're not seeing or getting the big picture. And the big picture probably has information for you that's very important to pay attention to in November 2022. So definitely be very mindful if you are very up close to something, if you are in a position of time where you're just not seeing the bigger picture, if you're only focused on one thing and one thing only, but not seeing it from different perspectives and every single angle that you can, you might be missing out on some very important details. So Aquarius, with that message of you're too close to see, take it how it resonates to you in your life, but try not to be too hyper focused on everything. Most importantly, the best message here for you is just make sure that you're taking a look here at the full big picture, because it's going to be pretty important for you here in November 2022. All right. Maybe you're focused too much on one thing in a relationship. Maybe you've been focused too much on one thing in your career. When you're being asked to look at the bigger picture, maybe the reason you're being asked to do that is because there's other things that are more to your benefit than what you're zeroed in or completely focused on. All right. All right, Aquarius, of course, take it if it resonates. Thank you for tuning in and stopping by. Definitely means a lot. Now, moving on into our last zodiac sign for the Book of Answers check-in. Let's go ahead and have a look here at the Pisces, baby. What do we got going on here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding November 2022. Piscean, the first message for you says it will work itself out. So this is essentially the message of saying, trust the universe, let the universe do its thing. Maybe you've heard the quote before, let go and let God. That's pretty similar to what's being stated here. So it'll work itself out. There are things in life sometimes that we just got to let it work itself out. You know, I think when we see situations we drastically want to change, we can get very obsessed with trying to change them. We can do everything within our power to try to change them. But sometimes the best thing you can do in difficult situations is let it pan out the way that it needs to, because it always will work itself out. It doesn't matter what you're going through, what you're dealing with. You know, things cannot stay stuck forever. Things will always get unstuck and energies will always transform. So for any Pisces here that are finding themselves in certain like difficulties in their lives, if you're finding yourself in a difficult situation, if something just doesn't appear to be working out, maybe kind of back off from it and let it resolve itself and let the universe do a little bit of work. And I think you'll be glad to see how it turns out in the end. Okay. So don't try too hard right now to, work out situations on your own. If it just seems like it's been way too difficult, let it resolve itself. All right. All right, Pisces, moving along into the next message for you regarding November 2022. What is going to be the next message here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout November 2022. And what is it going to be? And we have here, Pisces, you are too close to see. This is just the same. Actually, this is the same exact message that I just had for Aquarius. So you could potentially have Aquarian energy somewhere in your chart, but it's funny. We just had this message come up for Aquarius. So Pisces, this message says you're too close to see. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means tunnel vision, being very hyper-focused on one thing and one thing only, but not really being able to see the bigger picture, okay? In the month here of November 2022, it's going to be pretty important to take a step back from everything so that you can see everything from the big picture. You know, you don't want to look at something from one angle and one angle only. You want to be able to see it all in its entirety. So I think it's going to be pretty important here for you, Pisces, this month to really pay close attention to not just one thing specifically, but from every angle you could see something, look at it from all different types of angles. You know, you could be looking at a situation right now and you can only be seeing the negative, but maybe you're not seeing the positive aspect of that situation too. You know, that can happen. There's always a negative thing and a positive thing to every side of a coin, every side of a situation. So I feel like you need to just, you know, take a step back, look at everything from the bigger picture, and it's going to put you in a better perspective for whatever you're dealing with currently in your life here in November 2022. So just throwing that out there for some Pisces, you might be too close to see right now the true reality of what's happening or the true reality of a situation occurring in your life. And you might be called here to take a couple steps back to see the bigger picture, as it can put things into perspective for you that really make all the difference. Okay. All right, my Pisces peeps, that's what I have in store here for you though. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. And I appreciate you so much tuning in. Okay. Thank you, Pisces. All right, guys, with that all being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out to the Book of Answers check-in, the November 2022 predictions video. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and thank you for coming on in. I hope you all had a fun time. I hope you enjoyed your video, and I hope you still enjoy the series. I've been doing this series on a monthly basis now, I think for about maybe 4 or 5 months now. It's definitely been a really fun and fantastic time. I enjoy doing this on a monthly basis. So, of course, if you're interested in seeing more of these prediction videos with the Book of Answers for a monthly basis, drop a like, drop a comment below, let me know that you're still enjoying the series, and I would appreciate it a lot. Of course, if you're new here and you enjoy this channel, definitely come on down and consider subscribing. That would be appreciated. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. You can also consider hitting that notification bell to never miss when I upload or when I go live. But thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch everybody in the next one. Much love to all my beautiful people. Much love to the Soul family, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody, and peace.